Quick English fix number 20. Boost vocabulary fast. Hook. Do you ever feel like you're using the same simple English words over and over? Like your conversations feel a bit repetitive, maybe even basic? Sound familiar? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to use themed word lists to quickly level up your vocabulary and make your English sound way more natural and advanced. This isn't about memorizing random words you'll never use. This is a practical system for seeing real improvement fast. Introduction. Let's be honest, feeling stuck with your vocabulary is frustrating. You have this specific, interesting idea in your head, but the perfect word is just out of reach. So you fall back on the simple stuff like good, bad, happy, or sad. This gap between your thoughts and your words doesn't just hold back your communication, it can seriously ding your confidence. A good vocabulary is your toolkit for building sentences, sharing ideas, and connecting with people. A lot of learners try to fix this by memorizing long, random lists of words. This is one of the toughest ways to learn. Why? Because our brains don't really hold on to information that way. We remember things that are connected and have some kind of context. Learning words without that context is like trying to build a house with a pile of bricks but no blueprint. You've got the materials, but you have no idea how to put them together. So, what's a better way? A really helpful method is to learn words in related groups or themes. This approach is powerful because it links words to a specific situation. When words are connected by a topic like travel or shopping, they can be easier to recall when you're actually in that situation. Plus, research suggests that knowing the 2,000 to 3,000 most common words will let you understand a huge chunk, around 85 to 90% of most everyday English conversations. Focusing on common themes helps you learn these high-frequency words in a way that just makes sense. Today, we're going to put this into practice. I'll walk you through 4 essential themes packed with useful words that will elevate your English. We'll cover vocabulary for travel, shopping, the workplace, and finally, some advanced synonyms to make you sound more precise. For each word, I won't just give you a definition, I'll give you context and real-world examples to help make it a permanent part of your vocabulary. Section 1. Themed word list number 1. Travel. Let's start with a fun one. Travel. Whether you're planning a trip, telling a friend about your last vacation, or just daydreaming about one, this vocabulary is essential. Instead of just saying, "I planned my trip," you'll soon have much better words to use. Our first word is itinerary. An itinerary is your detailed plan or schedule for a trip. It tells you where you're going and when you'll be there. For example, before we left for Japan, I spent a week perfecting our itinerary to make sure we didn't miss any key sites. Or you could say, my travel agent sent over the final itinerary. It has all our flight times and hotel confirmations. Using itinerary shows you're talking about a structured, organized plan. Next up is accommodation. This is a great general term for any place you stay during your travels. A hotel, a hostel, an apartment, you name it. It's a bit more formal and covers more ground than just saying the place we stayed. For instance, for our trip to the coast, we found a lovely little accommodation right on the beach. Another example, the tour price includes flights and 7 nights of accommodation. Think of it as the official term for your home away from home. Our third word is boarding pass. This is that all-important document the airline gives you that lets you get on the plane. It's much more specific than my ticket to get on the plane. You might say at the airport, "I have my passport, but I can't seem to find my boarding pass." Or, after checking in online, "I saved my boarding pass to my phone so I don't have to print it." Using this word correctly shows you know the specific lingo of air travel. Let's move on to souvenir. Souvenir is something you keep to remind you of a person, place, or event. It's more than just a gift you buy on vacation, it's an object that holds a memory. For example, I bought this little hand-painted statue as a souvenir of my time in Mexico. Or you could advise a friend, don't buy the first souvenir you see. The really cool shops are usually away from the main tourist traps. Our final travel word is currency. Currency is simply the money used in a particular country. Instead of asking, what money do they use there, you can use this more precise term. For instance, before I go to the UK, I need to exchange some dollars for the local currency, the British pound. Or at a shop abroad, do you accept foreign currency or should I use my credit card? Notice how all these words, itinerary, accommodation, boarding pass, souvenir, and currency are all part of the travel experience. Learning them together helps lock them in your memory. Section 2. Themed word list number 2. Shopping. Alright, let's switch gears to another universal experience, shopping. We all do it, but using more specific words can make you sound much more fluent. Let's move beyond buy and price. Our first shopping word is bargain. A bargain is something you buy that's way cheaper than you expected. It's not just a discount, it's a great deal. You might say to a friend, "I can't believe I found this coat for only $20. It was a total bargain." Or while shopping, "I'm always looking for a bargain, so I always check the clearance rack first." Next, we have aisle. An aisle is the walkway between rows of shelves in a store. Instead of saying, "It's in that long row with the snacks," you can be much clearer. For example, you'll find the pasta in the international food aisle right next to the sauces. Or if you're asking for help, "Excuse me, could you tell me which aisle the coffee is in?" It just makes directions so much more precise. Our third word is checkout. The checkout is the place in a store where you pay for your stuff. It's the final stop on your shopping trip. For instance, the lines at the checkout were so long that I almost gave up. You could also say, "I love stores that have a self-checkout option to save time." Let's look at the word receipt. A receipt is that piece of paper or email that confirms you've paid for something. It's your proof of purchase. A cashier might ask, "Would you like your receipt in the bag or emailed to you?" And you might say later, "I have to find the receipt if I want to return these shoes." It's a small but essential part of the shopping vocabulary. Finally, we have refund. A refund is the money you get back when you return an item to a store. For example, "The shirt didn't fit, so I took it back and asked for a full refund." Or a store's policy might say, "You can get a refund within 30 days of purchase as long as you have the receipt." Learning words like bargain, aisle, checkout, receipt, and refund together just makes sense. They follow the natural order of a shopping trip, which helps them stick. Section 3. Themed word list 3. The workplace. For many of us, communicating well at work is a huge priority. Using precise language can make you sound more capable and professional. This next list is all about words for the office. Our first word is deadline. A deadline is the date or time something has to be finished. It's a basic concept in pretty much any job. For instance, "My manager set a tight deadline for this project, so I'll have to work pretty efficiently." Or, "We should probably get together and share some ideas before the deadline next Friday." Next, we have brainstorm. To brainstorm is to get together as a group to come up with ideas or solve problems. It's all about collaboration and creativity. A team leader might say, "Let's schedule a meeting to brainstorm some new marketing strategies." Or, looking back on a project, "We were stuck for a while, but then we took an hour to just brainstorm without judging any ideas." Our third word is colleague. A colleague is a person you work with, especially in a professional business. It's a bit more formal and very common in a professional setting, often used instead of coworker. For example, "I need to discuss the quarterly report with a colleague from the finance department." Or, "My colleagues are really supportive, which makes for a great work environment." Swapping in colleague is a quick way to make your professional English sound a little sharper. Let's talk about feedback. Feedback is information about how you're doing on a task, and it's meant to help you improve. It's absolutely essential for growing in your career. You might ask your boss, "When you have a moment, could you give me some feedback on my latest proposal?" Or you might give it, "I have some constructive feedback that I think will really help with the final version." Finally, the word promotion. A promotion is when you're raised to a higher position or rank at work. It's a major career milestone. For example, After 5 years of hard work, she finally got a promotion to senior manager. Or, he's hoping his success on this project will lead to a promotion next year. These 5 words, deadline, brainstorm, colleague, feedback, and promotion, are part of the language of the modern workplace. Using them correctly will help you communicate more effectively and confidently. Section 4. Themed word list 4, Advanced Synonyms. Our final theme is a little different. Instead of focusing on a situation, we're going to level up your descriptive words. A great way to sound more advanced is to learn more precise synonyms for common words you already use. Instead of just saying happy, let's learn 2 more nuanced words, elated and content. Elated means you're incredibly, ecstatically happy, usually because of a big success. For instance, she was absolutely elated when she heard she'd won the scholarship. It's a much stronger feeling than just happy. Content, on the other hand, describes a state of peaceful, satisfied happiness. It's a calm feeling. You might say, after a long hike, he sat by the fire with a cup of tea, feeling completely content. See the difference? Elated is a peak of excitement. Content is a quiet feeling of satisfaction. Now, instead of just saying sad, let's try melancholy and frustrated. Melancholy is a kind of thoughtful, quiet sadness, often without a clear cause. It can even feel a little beautiful. For instance, the rainy afternoon and the slow music filled him with a sense of melancholy. It's very different from the active sadness of crying. Frustrated, however, is that feeling of being upset or annoyed because you can't do or achieve something. It's an active, tense, and often angry kind of unhappiness. For example, he got so frustrated when the website crashed and he lost all his work. Frustration comes from being blocked. Melancholy is more of an internal state. Finally, instead of just saying walk, let's learn stroll and trek. To stroll means to walk in a slow, relaxed way just for pleasure. Example, it was a beautiful afternoon, so the couple decided to stroll through the park. To trek, however, means to go on a long, difficult journey, usually on foot. It implies a lot of effort. Example, they had to trek for 3 days through the mountains to reach the remote village. One is a gentle walk, the other is a challenging journey. Learning these synonyms helps you paint a much clearer picture with your words. Quick review. All right, that was a lot of new vocabulary, so let's do a super quick review. From our travel theme, we learned itinerary, accommodation, boarding pass, souvenir, and currency. From shopping, bargain, aisle, checkout, receipt, and refund. For the workplace, deadline, brainstorm, colleague, feedback, and promotion. And for our advanced synonyms, we learned to swap happy with elated or content, sad with melancholy or frustrated, and walk with stroll or trek. Remembering words in these groups can really help them stick in your memory. Conclusion and call to action. See how this works? In just a few minutes, we've learned over 20 new words, not as random items, but as connected pieces of a bigger picture. It's about learning the right words for the right situations. The key now is to practice. Don't just watch this and forget these words. Your mission is to pick 1 or 2 words from each theme and try to use them today. Write them in a sentence. Say them out loud. The more you use a new word, the faster it becomes a natural part of your English. If you found this quick fix helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Now I want you to help me decide on our next lesson. In the comments below, tell me what theme you want to learn about next. Do you want vocabulary for restaurants? For technology? For talking about movies? Let me know your ideas and I'll use the most popular suggestions to build a future video. Thanks for taking the time to improve your English today. Keep practicing, stay curious, and you'll see amazing results. I'll see you in the next one.